All right, y'all. Come on. This is Narc Abuse No More with your host, Dr. and Evangelist K.O. Rich. We're here to help you admit what you feel in order to heal from the effects of narcissistic abuse. How y'all doing today on this lovely, beautiful day? This is Narc Abuse No More, and I am Dr. K.O. Rich. Thanks for tuning in today. Oh, wow. I'm so glad that you all are joining in today on this beautiful day where we're here helping you admit what you feel in order to heal from the effects of narcissistic abuse, because your feelings, they do. Yes, they do matter. Now, as I've been announcing, we are doing 15 minutes or less on these podcasts now. You're getting a lot of power-packed information in 15 minutes or less. And today we are talking about signs that you might be with a cheater, signs that you might be with a cheater. Now, other than the obvious catching them actually in the act or whatever, you might be one of those that might be suspecting that, if something doesn't feel right, this is not, this relationship is not the way it used to be. You might be feeling like something is wrong. And if it is, sometimes your intuition or that God-given discernment, as we Christians call it, can let you know, hey, there's something going wrong. So I'm going to just say this. If you are, for those of us who are Christians, if you are doubtful that if you're married to someone, you believe that they're being unfaithful, ask God for that spiritual discernment so that you will know the truth, because we know that the spirit of truth is the Holy Spirit. Okay. For those of you who are not, and I pray that you all are, there are some signs, some things that you may know or you may want to pay attention to that may be a possibility, and the emphasis is may be a possibility, because this is not a one size fit all, but maybe a possibility that you are dealing with someone that is unfaithful, because nothing could be worse than being in a relationship that is where someone is being unfaithful to you. They're trying to have their cake and eat it too. So here are some things that you might be dealing with a cheater. Number one, and I want to, as always, give you a website where you can get this valuable information, www.psychologytoday.com, www.psychologytoday.com. Number one, they'll show you more interest than usual. They'll show you more interest than usual. Now, if they have not been super affectionate, super loving, super giving, it's been some time since they've been that way, then all of a sudden they're going out of their way to make you the center of their universe. Now, it could be that they've had a come to Jesus moment where they are understanding that, this relationship needs to be more attention needs to be centered or focused in on this relationship. Or it could be that they could be doing this to cover up what they're actually doing. So in other words, they will be love bombing you, basically doing kind things for the wrong reason. If they're showing you more acts of kindness, buying you gifts, initiating intimacy and things of that nature, all of a sudden, then they could be doing it to divert the attention or suspicion that they are doing their cake and eat it too with someone else. But they want to keep you and keep the other person. So therefore, they're going to make sure they give you your attention so you will not have anything to complain about. And then they're going to also share their love with someone else, if you want to call that love. Number two, they will not leave any digital trace of their affair. That means that they will erase all messages, all emails, all anything that is on their devices. You might go to their use their computer, and you might see that the search results are erased. You find that they never have any search results because they always erase it. You might see their phone, and their messages are always in the trash bin, or it's not even in the trash bin any longer because they made sure that those were gone too. So therefore, they don't leave any prints of their cheating. You might find that they're taking out cash out of the ATM, and that way, whatever they're doing or whoever they're spending it on or wherever they're paying to go, they're using cash instead of a credit card or a debit card because we know that these items can be traced. So basically, they take away all their digital footprint so you will not have any evidence of their cheating. They may even have, which leads us into our next one, a burner phone, okay, an extra email account, something that you do not have access to or can get in, or something that you did not even know that they had. So you find out, oh, you got another phone. When did you get another phone? And they, oh, I had that. Or when did you get another email account? Oh, I always had this email account. Or this is just a backup just in case of my other one. Now, most of us have multiple email accounts. But if you know noticing some type of different behavior, such as buying extra phones, such as getting another bank account, such as getting maybe a prepaid credit card or something that is not where you don't have access to it, but they do, then this could be something that might be a red flag. Number four, they make sure that everything is password protected. And what I mean by that, now we live in a society where you really need to keep things under lock and key. But if you're in, say for instance, you're in a house, there's a laptop. You know that nobody else comes in that house but you. Okay, you're living in that house. You're married. You're living in the house, and all of a sudden your husband or your wife gets a password on their computer where you're not able to get in it unless and they're the ones that are able to unlock the password. And you're wondering, what on earth? When did this start? Okay. Or they get a safe and you don't have a password to that particular safe. Or they have a phone and you can't unlock the phone, and you therefore, if this behavior starts and you notice that these are not things that were not in place in the beginning, or they're and more so more so if they don't talk to you about it. So, if you get an extra password, you're normally going to say, honey, you know what, I'm putting a password on her. Let me get a password. Putting a password on her just in case, somebody come over, somebody breaks in. You're going to make sure that your spouse has these passwords. But if you notice that they're not being freely with the information, then something may be wrong. They may be calculatedly, um, discreet. So basically, they try to avoid being spotted. They try to avoid being in places where you may where they may run into you at. You may hear about them being somewhere from somebody else. Oh, I saw your husband over in this other town. What were they doing all the way over there? Or that person did not mention that they were going somewhere out of the way, out of town. You might be saying, well, why is the gas gone as much as it is? Because okay, we normally go to work, we go pick up the kids, we go to the grocery store. You notice and that gas is being spent more, and you wonder, okay, what is going on with the gas? All right. So they're being more discreet about various things. Or you catch them in a lie when they're trying to cover up another lie, okay? Because you tell one lie, guess what? You got to cover it up with another lie to cover that lie up. So this is something that you want to be careful of. Number 7, they'll keep their affairs short and sweet. Now, basically, when a cheater is dealing with someone else, they don't want to raise suspicion. So therefore, they will try to keep the infidelity that they're doing. They would try to keep it. Sometimes they'll try to keep it short, where it's a one night, or just maybe it might be a few months, and you may not have known about it at all, but they don't want to risk getting caught by their fling. So therefore, sometimes they would keep it short and sweet, and by the time you may find out about it, is after the affair is over. Now the sad thing is, if you find out about it and they haven't brought it to your attention, and they may have never had any intention of telling you about the affair to begin with. Okay, and that brings a whole different array of issues, such as the lack of trust. Number 8, they still seem invested in your relationship while they're still trying to have a relationship with somebody else. So again, they're not wanting to let go of the relationship with you and your family, but they are still wanting to have this relationship with other people or someone else. So you're noticing that they may be a little agitated. They may be in a place mentally where you find what is going on with them, because you're seeing that they are presenting an attitude, and it could be because they're frustrated with trying to juggle both relationships. Number 9, they use their friends as an alibi. Oftentimes, cheaters will conveniently use their friends, their family, loved ones, colleagues, or whatever, to safeguard their secrets. And sometimes these people may not even know that they're being used. We often call this the flying monkeys. Okay, they're not knowing that they're being used as a flying monkey, or they may know, and then they're still willing to go along, because they have more to lose by losing a relationship with that individual than they do with telling you the truth about what your spouse is doing. So therefore, they'll use their friends as an alibi. They'll say, "Oh, I was over Susan. Oh, well, I was with Jack or whatever. Oh, I had this work meeting to go to. Oh, we have a fundraiser on the job or whatever." So they will use different people in their lives to cover up what they're really, really doing. So instead of, "Oh, I went to lunch with Susan," they was actually taking a lunch break, okay, and wasn't having lunch, okay, in that sense, with someone else that they're cheating with. Number 10, they'll seem calm and collected. Okay, so they'll go through great lengths to avoid suspicion by making sure that they stay calm. They may go fishing, they may go golfing. They will provide something that's reasonable. They may say, "You know what? I'm going to make sure that I get that golf game in, so she won't be suspicious that, because she knows I go play golf. So I'm going to make sure I still get that golf game in." But then one of those meetings is not with the golf. Is not having a golf game. They're having their own personal rendezvous with someone else. And people have to say, "Well, I didn't know," because this person may have carried on as if everything was normal, whatever. But let me just say, something on the inside normally lets you know that something is not right. For those of us who are Christians, we call that spiritual discernment. Okay, but the thing is that most people will say, "You know what? When they find out their spouse was cheating, well, did you know that they were cheating? Well, you know what? I suspected." It could be just the littlest slight thing you might say, and you might have thrown it off, but then you say, "You know what? Now that I think about it, I did suspect something was off." Last but not least, they'll do their best to act normal, which at least, goes piggybacks on our last one. They don't want to change the habit. So a lot of times when you're dealing with a cheater knows that if they come in smelling like lips, smell like perfume, that you're going to be suspecting something. So therefore, they're gonna keep their same routine. They're not gonna come in maybe immediately and take a shower, or they're not gonna maybe be out late, or they're not going to miss picking the kids up from school or dropping them off, or they're going to try to keep the same routine in order to avoid suspicion. However, sometimes a person can be trying too much, and then you say, okay, something is not right. So even when they're trying to act normal, even when they're trying to be above suspicion, it can still, something can say, on the inside, and I believe the Holy Spirit will let you know what, um, she going out getting an extra piece on the side, or he's going out and he's laying with somebody, but it ain't with you. All right. So therefore, these are some of the signs that can actually run past you that someone is cheating. But the thing is, if you feel it, and this is not just being paranoid, especially if this person has done this in the past, if you feel it, then you may need to discuss what's going on. All right. We are up out of here. I pray today's podcast has been a blessing to you, and that you will know, guess what? Your feelings, they do matter. Until next time.